Hello everyone and welcome to this video. So I got more Druid training, now going for a reputation level popular. And yeah, I got some other trainings that weren't in the previous one. So of course I wanted to make a video for that too, another old versus new Druid training comparison video. So enjoy it. Let's just jump straight into it. I will do it the same way I did last time. I will talk during the comparison, letting you guys know my thoughts. Alright, let's get started. Alright, let's now start with the Crossfire, or actually Shockwaves in a new one. Jumping the Shockwaves. Yeah. The names, they change them slightly, or different kind of objects, etc. In the beginning it always takes a little while before they come. Although I feel like in the new one they come a little faster, a little sooner. It's still not at the old one, but there the first one is. Okay, well, the new one is much more spectacular. It looks more like lightning than fire, but yeah, shockwaves, that's also accurate. I think that in this case I like the new one more. Yeah, in the new one the pace is a little quicker, and the shockwaves are just more spectacular. That light looks really beautiful in the darkness like that. And the old one it's just more like a beam with some sprinkles on it. Although it does look a little more realistic, a bit more like fire indeed. But yeah, rarely now the new one wins. It's mostly the old one, but yeah, new one it's just a bit smoother, a bit more spectacular, a bit more entertaining. Yeah, it's gonna take a while before I reach popular, but I mean, it's redoing Druid training, so I'm not complaining. I've always enjoyed that. Let's put in my microphone actually. Hang on just a second. There, got it. Alright, well, that was Crossfire and Shockwaves. And now, changing lanes, it's the exact same in both. But the graphics, they look a bit more smoother in the new one, although maybe not. Can't say really, because it's not in the same light. But it may also look smoother because the soil on the ground is smoother in the new one. Yeah, there are mixed opinions about this one. I sometimes find it a little boring. Others find it feel really alive, because you get a command and then you immediately switch lanes. This one is always a bit like a no-brainer for me, as in our brainless task. I always feel like it's quite easy to do. This one I will surely never fail. That's different with precision riding, for example. Gonna talk about it later. That one is also in this video. Yeah, this one, well, you know, it's nice to also have an easy task in it, or more, yeah, several ones, that you're sure you're gonna make it. that you won't feel. So yeah, it's nice. It's a nice one. This one, however, is more tricky, because if you make one mistake, if you hit those balls even once, you have to start all over again. What I usually do, what works for me, I need to find a sort of rhythm, and then it works. Once I'm into that rhythm, I go in gallop, then I jump, and then I steer my horse back towards the inside more after the jump. And well, that seems to work well and fine for me. I failed this one too a couple of times though. I'd say this one is equally good in both. Like, that's interesting. In the old one it looks a little more realistic, a bit more machinery thing, just a machine with some tires, and in the new one it's more with the a bit more magical-ish. Those light bulbs at the end. Yeah, this one you need to keep your mind on with this one, otherwise you're gonna feel it. But that's good too, to have one that's a bit more challenging. This one is also challenging. Precision riding, like, oh man, it can be really frustrating sometimes. I sped up the old one, by the way, to match the new one, so if that looks unusually fast, that's right, because I sped it up. Yeah, especially in the old one, I failed it several times. Like, it's much stricter than the new one. The new one is also, well, you need to pay attention as well and really keep your mind on it well, but the old one is even stricter. I was like, oh, precision riding, I know this, I've done it several times. Like the new one, I managed it at once, but no, not the old one. That one is even stricter. Yeah, precision riding, yeah, don't do this when you're in a rush. You're gonna end up so frustrated. But it is a good one. It's sort of dressage. It's the only form of dressage in the old one. I guess I like it a little better in the new one, because the new one is a bit easier. Yeah, if you can just take your time and you take it easy, then this one is really well doable. But yeah, it's also one of the more challenging ones. So yeah, I think the new one is a bit better when it comes to this one. Okay, then there's now saving butterflies or gathering ghostlights. Those ghostlights are basically will-o'-the-wisps, I'd say, but I guess you can call it whatever you want. Yeah, I slowed down the new one this time to match the old one. These are pretty equal, I'd say, because it just comes down to the same thing. I would say the old one with the butterflies is a little harder. The butterflies are also a little harder to see and to catch. You need to time it a little bit more precise, and the lights, they are big, they are very easily visible. You need to time it right as well, but it's easier to time it right because you can see them so well. And I feel also like the butterflies, I think they move a little bit faster. Yeah, I don't know, I guess I like both equally when it comes to this one. Or maybe the new one just a little more because it's a little easier, but they're both good. Okay, then, well, this is not necessarily going to be comparison, but just showing the second level of mental training. It now comes with a timer. I don't know if the the questions, well, this one's so obvious. Of course it's warmer in summer. I wouldn't say the questions are no, horses are vegetarian. Wouldn't say that they are harder than in the previous one. No, fire is so cold. Of course it's hot. Hilarious this. The ketchup one. No, of course not. Has nothing to do with rose petals. Tomatoes. Well, this is a yes. Yeah, I like that they made it a little harder. I don't think there's Druid training either from popular to admired. I think that's when you do the cracks, the Pandora cracks. I'm not entirely sure. Again, the same question. No, it's a fork. This one was a little more thinking, but it's not a shovel, it's a fork, yeah. Of course it comes from above. Hilarious this. Well, this was then a little bonus. When it comes to this one, maybe the new one has a little bit the overhand. It's almost a bit of a tie. Yeah. Well, that was it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good night, day, morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time it is for you. Bye.